All right. Welcome. This is Devin from Deadly Art Gaming. So for those coming for the first time, welcome. For those coming back, welcome back. Today we are going to be going over my Warpath build that is going to be based off the VK Sentinel or Void Knight. Break it down, skills that I'm using currently, the gear, how it's played, all that fun stuff. And then I'm gonna go through a little gameplay real quick, just kind of show you how it's played, how easy it is to run, the few little things I'll go over at the end of things you'll have to watch for and stuff like that. But first off, before we get into it, if you like the content, please smash that like button. If you want to keep up with this build and my other builds as well, smash that subscribe button to keep up to date. I do build guides, tutorials, reviews, weekly wrap-ups of news, all kinds of stuff. So keep updated with everything there. Also, if you want to, you can join us down below in the Discord. We would love to have you. You can chit chat with us daily there. You can also chat with me while I'm live streaming on Discord. But other than that, let's go ahead and jump into this. Like I said, we're going to start out with some gameplay, and then I'll start breaking the skills and all that stuff down once we get at the end. All right, here we. Oh, give me just 1 second. There we go. Once we're done here, whenever I go over the gear, I'll show you what I'm wearing, and then I'll have a planner that I'll put a link to down below with with a link to that, so y'all can, if y'all want to keep tabs on what the gear choice is going to be, so going forward. But here we go. We gotta go this way. So so far it's been running really smooth. Been playing with multiple different skill variations of combinations of skills to get the most damage out of it as I can. But also the survivability, make sure the survivability stays there to where you can conquer like really high end game, higher monoliths, arenas, and all that stuff without having that much of an issue. So, well, that is pretty much it. So, give me just 1 second. Let me get out of here. All right, there we go. So, just grab this so I don't forget about it. So, to start off with, we're going to go over the breakdown of the skills. Then I'll go over the tree, and then we'll go over the gear. So, for the skills, first off, we're going Warpath on my first one. Essentially, leveling it, that's the only skill I had for a long time. Didn't really need anything else. It worked really well. So starting out, you'll want to come over here, grab this. When you're low level, you can come here and then go ahead and grab that and then start going into the void stuff. Lower level, the elemental damage taken addition isn't that big of a deal. So you can come up here, grab these, and then also you can put like one in here, and then the rest in here, kind of come up here. And then once you get to later stage in the game, where you start having a lot more of these skills that you're gonna be clicking and higher, because you gotta level them up to where they stop drinking up so much mana. Um, then you kind of come in here and get this down to. I came over here just to grab this, and then for here that will zero cost this out. Um, I mean, it costs 1 to start, so that way I didn't have to worry about too much about running out of mana and not being able to whirlwind. So you can come up here. So if you're coming over here just to start with and just doing this, you can come up here and, like I said, just grab these and then put the last points into, say, here and here, until you decide that. And like I said, this is going to be a play style choice for you. I ran, for the most part, I ran just this 5 here, and I ran max that, max this, max this. I think I had the 1 point in here, and the rest of the points in here. So at that point, it's going to be up to you. As far as your play style, if you don't mind the keeping a really good, if you're able to keep a really good tab on your mana, you could run just this, because essentially you'll just be running where it's 5 mana per spin. Um, so it's, which is not horrible, but as long as you can keep an eye on your mana, keep it up, you don't have to worry about anything. Um, so it's kind of a player preference. I'm gonna be probably gonna be taking this back out and going back to this. Um, Now that I've gotten to my 80 and been able to test out the secondary shield that I was looking at, um, I think I've gotten to the point where I don't mind having it use a little mana. So, but like I said, we're coming up here, void damage, time rod chance, because essentially we're going to do increased damage to time rodded enemies, which is 150% here. Then over here just gives you a little bit of area, which is nice. Hit damage, um, and channel cost. So you can, instead of going here, you can just go straight here, which will give you -6 channel cost compared to this being 5. I mean, essentially you get the same outcome. So this costs 5 points to come here. You get 30 hit damage and -5 channel cost if you max that out. And essentially going this way, you get the same thing, 30% hit damage, but you get 1 more channel cost. But the only thing is that it costs you 2 more points compared to this by itself. So it's either cost you 2 more points to get 1 more mana cost less, or take the 1 more cost and have 2 points to put for more damage. It would be up to you. Time reversal coming up here, of course, to get the damage increases. And then up here for per kill, down here for increased recovery speed. And then up here to where it doesn't heal me. I might take this out. I've been kind of tinkering this. Like I said, this is also going to be a playstyle choice for you. You could take this off and put it somewhere else, like attack speed, which is nice. The cast speed and the attack speed would be really well benefit that, because that's what I was gonna move it to. Because of that worked really well before, so I'm gonna kind of play with that. See, but like I said, this would be a play style choice for you. This makes it to where you can cast it a lot more often, and stuff. So it just depends on some of the maps that don't have a ton of mobs. That's where this would be really beneficial. But those ones that have a lot of density, where there's a lot of trash mobs and a lot of stuff like that, this wouldn't play into it at all, because I meant some of those maps like that, as soon as I use it and whirlwind, it's instantly back up. So that would be, like I said, playstyle choice. Here, now this is what will also be, a lot of these gonna be, I'm trying to give y'all kind of options of way to play it, because everybody plays different. Come over here to get the mana efficiency and void resistance. This casts my void resistance, so I'm gonna be casting it every few seconds anyway. So I always have my resistance there, so that's one less thing I have to worry about on my gear. Um, also makes it insta-cast to where I don't have to stop. Coming up here for void penetration for my melee attacks, 21%, which is really good. Cast speed, mana efficiency, of course. I'm coming here, I'm still kind of playing with this, but I've been using this for a bit now, and I like it because it allows your decays to stack. I mean, yes, it's half duration, but they die quick enough to where the duration doesn't matter. You can come down now. This is where it'll be a playstyle choice for you. Up here to where it doesn't chain, an area effect, and mana efficiency. I'm actually probably going to be taking this out and putting it back and probably putting it down here just for the simple fact that I want to test out the chaining a little bit more. But as far as this skill, the damage isn't like the highest from this skill. This is kind of more for my void resistance and just a little bit extra damage on top. And this right here as well. So I get my penetration, the high penetration from that. That's essentially what the skill is mainly for. The dots on it and stuff like that aren't really where it needs to make it to where this is like the skill to be type thing. So, but coming down here, and this is where you can kind of play it in, and you'll do more damage if you want to put all your points in here and do none in here, but that it's gonna eat up a lot more mana because like right now it's at 29%. So before I did that, it was at 32. Or I meant before I put there. So I meant it was like 36 or something like that whenever I had it all here. Because this increases the cost and then you lose efficiency by taking this out. So it's going to raise it quite a bit. So it's all about finding that happy medium of your play style of being able to manage your mana efficiently. And making sure it's fun for you and it's not overbearing of sitting there constantly having to work around keeping your mana up just because it's drinking up so much. Sigil of Hope is our fourth. We're going to be coming over this way just to get to where we come up here. Duration, another sigil to where we can have our fourth. This is essentially to double the health regen, so I regen health a lot faster. And then come over here, we're grabbing damage per active sigil, which 30% times 5. That's a pretty good chunk, so that's 150% just from this node. We want 4 of them up, and we generally have them up at all time. Grabbing this for on kill chance for you so you don't have to cast it yourself. Up here to get +3 per sigil, which essentially gives you 12 fire, but this node's going to flip it over to void and give you an additional 15% per active. So more void damage. And then I come over here just for the melee damage there because I didn't really have anywhere else to put the other 2 points, and it just makes where you cast a little bit faster. Last but not least, a Devouring Orb. I wish there was a way to make this instant cast, but there isn't. So we're coming down here to where they orbit around me, and then move speed. And then you want to keep it somewhat close to you. You don't want to do the range just because you're going to be doing your spinning and you're killing on top of you, so it's just better for it to be right there. Base damage, and then coming over here for the speed and efficiency. And then I came up here. I might try going over here just because it gives you hit damage is 30% more. I come over here essentially for 30% more damage from the rifts, which essentially equals to 1 point in here, but also this is another 30% on kill there. So I actually might go test this out right after I get done with this video to take these all out, um, and then put it all there and see how that plays out. Also here, global increased damage 60%, which is really, really nice. I don't need to do that because I'm already getting it from my other skill anyway, so but that's it for that. So for the tree, now I'm still testing a few things, just kind of, like I said, min-maxing the builds and stuff. So we'll start with Sentinel. Coming over here, grab health, put 5 in there just to get up here, block chance, and then health gain on block, and then uh, increase damage here. Essentially, I had to put points somewhere else just to get up to that. Um, I might try going without this or the health on block. I'm gonna keep the block because I want to be able to have as high as blocks as I can get without sacrificing as much damage. But I might take that out and see how the survivability plays on it because it's nice having 50 health on every time you block, so it's a really nice survivability tool. Um, and then we'll start. I'll do Void Knight last. Paladin, we're coming over here, putting 5 in here for block chance. 2 points in there just because I needed 2 more points to get unlocked the sigil. 8 points in here to get the attunement because that'll help damage. Then 16 baits elemental resistances for you, which is self-explanatory. You need elemental resist, so on something like that, you could take 2 points out of that and put it maybe um, here, just to give you 2 points in there will give you 8% more physical damage. The fire damage doesn't matter. The fire penetration won't really matter, but it'll also give you 4% physical penetration. So that would be kind of beneficial there. This is just something to give you a little bit more heal per on your block, but this one only triggers every 3 seconds. Forge Guard, we're just coming over here to grab the block chance. I am going to test out, like, for survivability purposes later. I going 5 here because I want to get it to that. That way you can max that out and have the block armor on block stacks for survivability purposes. But so far, once I get my gear done with my leech that I'm gonna have on it, I think I'll be okay without having to get really any more defensive uh, stuff for the build. For Void Knight, we're going 10 here. Increased damage on recent kill. It's kind of self-explanatory. Leech, yeah, that's your bread and butter life. 2 points here, so that way we can come up here and get this. Depending on how many points I have, say by the end, I was wanting to go in both of these. That way I'll have Spell Void and Melee Void damage because I do melee, of course, but I also do some spell damage, or half spell damage, half melee damage. This just for the multiplier for my crits. 1 point, no harm, no foul. Get roughly, once we're all said and done, 70 multiplier. I'll put point in there for that. This for the kill threshold. Melee damage increase 84%, which is nice. Void damage on melee kill 60%. That's nice. And then armor on kill 6%, which is really nice as well. I was wanting to probably try this for the simple fact, but I would, at that point in time, yes, I would probably come in here to grab this, um, just so I can get a little bit more defensive to offset the reduced block chance that I would have from there, because that would be 50% less block chance. So yeah, I don't know if I'd really go that or not. I'm gonna come over here, max these two out to get the echo chances. That and melee attack speed and rot chance, because more rot I have chance of having on the enemies, more damage I'm gonna do, and then also maxing this out for void damage and melee speed. And I did not mean to press that. And then also with whatever points I have left over, I wanted to put some, probably one more point or two more points in here, um, just for the simple fact of getting the buff from it is nice to have. I mean, just with having two on there, I pretty much, the buffs for the most part always up there. I mean, it has a little quick cooldown, kind of like that. So it does drop pretty quickly. So you have to be constantly killing stuff. If you're constantly killing stuff, it'll stay up. 3 stacks, you don't have to worry about anything. But if you have any breaks, you're gonna start losing them pretty quickly. Um, Other than that, that's pretty much it for there. Now, as far as gear, I generally like when you're leveling up. Once you can get these 3 pieces, life's golden. Leveling up, I would use where is it? I would use one of these Dream Thorns. The damage on it's really good, and pretty. It's like the go-to for the void damage and leveling up and getting to the point as soon as you can get at least 2 pieces of this, because I'm at this one's level 9, that's 68, so that would take you some time, and this one's 24. So if you do already have the set, as long as if you can get these 2 pieces on, you can go ahead and switch to void um, sword and board if you want to. At that point in time, you can get like um, scepter or something like that, to where, because you're gonna be doing spell and melee until you can get to this. But once you get to that, I mean, honestly, the way I did it, I did the Dreamthorn all the way to 68. As soon as I hit 68, I tossed these two on, and I never went back. It was a lot more damage. Um, so as far as our idols, will be coming over here. Now this is something that you can kind of play with to your liking. You can go say all of these to do mana efficiency to where you're not using a bunch of mana. Granted, I'm probably going to do that once I get more of these type, because mana damage or mana efficiency and void damage. So I'm probably going to switch to all of those as soon as I can get them. So right now I just been basically throwing stuff in here that gives me the highest void damage and some void over time, just for that purpose. Just because I haven't got any more that have really high damage. These help quite a bit. So also things that have echo damage um, is nice to have as well, because of the fact that you're going to be echoing a lot with your skills, and that's just increased damage. I generally try to keep my damage more boosts. I'd rather have something like this. Uh, I mean, you can have both. This is really nice because it can be a really big damage increase. So if you wanted like 2 mana efficiency and then 2 of these, that would be really good. Um, or you can do melee void and damage over time. It's kind of, you kind of pick and choose and max it out yourself. Um, Armor or gear, wise, like I said, you do the triple um, set of the Forgotten Knight. It's really good. Um, I just hit 80, so I can start testing this out. This one does beat it out a little bit. It does do a bit more damage. I mean, it's pretty. It's a noticeable difference as far as damage and killing the enemies, but you also have to contend with this. Of every time it casts, it takes 25% of your health. So it's gonna. That's something that you have to be mindful of for it, and then it gives you a 70% void damage buff and melee critical strike multiplier um, during that time frame as well. And this one also has a bit more block chance and stuff like that, so inefficiency. So that's another bonus to it compared to this, where you get void damage increase, low block, not as much block, but you also have a little bit more chance of applying time run when hit, and you take less void damage. So, I mean, it's up to you. You don't have to use this if you don't like that. Like I said, I just got in and started testing it, so far it does really well. Um, the helmet, we're going set elemental resist, cooldown, void damage, spell void damage, and then echo. Now these are rare affixes, so be mindful to keep an eye out for them when you can, so that when you get them, you'll have them. I've been playing for a while, and I've probably gotten maybe 10. So I've lost a few just trying to put them on the pieces and not being able to get them back. Amulet is the Forgotten Knight. Shield can be Forgotten Knight or this, Last Abyss. This one kind of mimics the Last Abyss two-handed. Yeah, this. It kind of mimics this. I wish this was like a one-handed. Those would just go well together so well. Um, what level is that? 79. Um, and then chest attunement for extra damage, health regen, void damage, spell damage, echo damage, just like before. It's really nice if you can get one of them put on, especially on the echo damage. One, that's tier one, and I almost got the lowest roll on a tier one. So I mean that's a big damage increase for just a tier one. So if you get it, put it on there. Belt, elemental damage over time, elemental resistance set, hybrid health, poison resistance, spell damage or rings, left ring, spell damage, void damage, necro, and elemental resist. On right ring, void damage, hybrid leech, um, necro resist, elemental resist. On the on here, we're doing void. Didn't mean to click that. Void damage, spell damage, poison, and physical resist. The boots, transient rest, ward every once in a while, but essentially gives you a little bit more bonuses. Physical resist, poison, necro, all that fun stuff. On the gloves, leech, set, elemental, void, and physical resist. So now the build, what it will be in the end, same. Whoops, I forgot to change that back. Echo, echo, echo. There we go. I was going to try the do damage over time for all the damage over time that this build does, but the echo increase I think will average it out a lot more. Because you get 188 here and then 125 there, and this is based on the skill, so it will also raise the dots on my dot skills whenever they echo as well. Uh, so same thing as what I already had here. There, hybrid health. So I do have a couple changes in here. So here would be, this is what will be going forward. Elemental damage, set elemental resist, hybrid health, poison resist, left ring void spell damage, necro and elemental resist, right ring leech void damage, necro resist, mana regen. Um, on here we're going to do void spell damage, physical and poison resist, and then here leech, set elemental resist, hybrid health, and physical resist. This way we can get ourselves up, push ourselves up a bit, quite a bit on the health, get some health there, a little bit more regen on the mana, just so where you don't have to worry about it as much from time to time. But like I said, that would be like the mana regen. That would be up to you. You can switch this for say more health, more regen. Um, that one would be kind of up to you on that point. Um, but other than that, that's pretty much it there. Like I said, if you do notice, yes, 0 void resistance because you're going to be getting that from your gear. The rest of the base resist from the elemental resist is going to be from your skill tree, your passive skill tree from your paladin there. That caps that out. Um, but other than that, that's pretty much it. That is the skills, the passive tree, the gear, the gameplay. That it covers everything on it. So if y'all have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. Also, if you want, join. Like I said, join the Discord. Link is down below. Uh, Chit chat with me, ask any questions, guides when multiplayer comes out. If you want someone to run with, help you farm gear, whatever the case may be, feel free to join. I'll be more than happy to help you out whenever that stuff comes out. Um, and if you like the content, smash that like button. And if you want to like keep up with the build once I get it maxed out and get it min maxed, all that fun stuff, I'll be posting another video once I get closer to the end of that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to keep up with that or in my other builds as well. But other than that, like I said, my name is Devin from Deadly Art Gaming, and you all have a great one.